Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Poker Buzz. I'm Sean Green. The buzz this week is all about the anticipation surrounding the first episode of the 6th season of GSN's High Stakes Poker. This Sunday is the big day, kicking off the new season, and for this Poker Buzz, we have some behind-the-scenes footage from the taping, as well as an interview with the show's new co-host, Kara Scott. Scott is probably the biggest difference for this season. The show wanted a feminine influence and poker experience in its new co-host, and they got that in spades with Kara. She's well connected in the poker industry, and she's a sponsored pro for Party Poker. She also has tournament results to show for herself, with more than $500,000 in tournament cashes, the biggest of which came for her runner-up finish in the 2009 Irish Open for more than $400,000. Kara spoke with us earlier today about her role on High Stakes Poker.
Well, in terms of opportunities, I think it doesn't come much better than High Stakes Poker, really. And I was just thrilled when GSN approached me about it and said that they were looking to find someone who could be there on the floor and talk to the players about some of the strategy in the hand and add that new role to the show. And yeah, I'm more than happy to be able to take it up. I was pretty excited. The players tend to play a lot with each other, and so they've got so much history and there's so much banter, and there's a lot of back and forth between them that the atmosphere is it's quite festive, actually. They're really happy to be there. They're really happy to be playing for these high stakes, and they know the score. They know the cameras are there, and they're talking a pretty good game to each other as well. For me, it was a little intimidating because it was my first time on set, but they were great to me. The players were fantastic, and I think I'd interviewed pretty much everyone before for other reasons. So it was nice to be able to see them again and talk to them specifically about some hands and some strategy and try to pick their brains a little bit as poker superstars. In terms of me coming on board and AJ no longer being there, I was always a fan of the show, and I'm a fan of what he did too. And in no way do I think I'm actually replacing him. I mean, I'm not in the box there with Gabe. I'm on the floor. It's a new role, and hopefully people are going to enjoy what that brings to the show. And I know people really loved AJ as well too, and so did I, and hopefully they like the new direction that the show's going. I'm just really excited to be coming on board at this time. In terms of my role on the show, what I'm supposed to be bringing to it is giving the viewers a more intimate look at what's actually going on there, kind of being their eyes and ears on the floor, and hopefully asking the questions that they, as more poker-serious viewers, would want to be asking these guys. Asking Phil Ivey why he made a certain bluff against a certain player, or if he would have done something differently on, a turn card if it had come down a blank, or if he would have made a bet sizing, in specific to a player as well. And so that's the kind of thing that we're hoping I bring to the show. And, the players were really good about letting us get inside their brains about some of these things. The first episode is going to be full of action because the guys didn't really wait around. There was no lull at the beginning of the day when we first started filming. It was like bang, 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 action straight away. And we've got all the big names, of course, a lot of the guys that people are used to seeing. Daniel Negreanu's there, and we've got Phil Ivey, and we've got, all the big names are sitting down at the table, and they're not really taking the time to feel each other out. They know how they play. They know how each other play, and it's just all action right from the start.
GSN is closely guarding the cast of players in the first episode, but we have word that you can expect to see Daniel Negreanu and Phil Ivey. We spoke with Negreanu during the taping about the tough situations he's faced in previous seasons.
I know that I've gotten a lot of flack for the way I've played in some of the seasons, but one of the things that's really difficult for anybody is when you're losing in a poker game, it's really hard to have sort of any kind of image that is strong and everything. You're just getting beat up, so you're really not able to do as much as you'd like to. So, but overall, there's no question that I've had like ridiculous amount of bad luck. That's not going to deter me from playing poker. I mean, I've had bad luck. I've had great luck. I've come second in a poker tournament before. That's not going to because of bad luck. That doesn't mean I'm going to quit tournaments. It's a good lineup. I know all of them except for one guy on Holvyute. I don't really know him, but I played a lot with Gus. Phil Hellmuth's there. Ivy, Durr, not Patrick, but basically I know all these guys, so it's a decent lineup. The lineups have gotten tougher and tougher each season. In season 1 and 2 we had a lot more loose action. Now it's predominantly like good players that usually play. So, but I prefer that anyways because it's just more fun. It's not just about making money here. It's about really testing your skills against some of the best. Well, no, the truth is, small ball is a strategy that's the most effective, without question, way to play tournament poker. There's no question. Deep stacked cash games with high antes is a very different story in the gameplay. So my raise sizes are not going to be small ball like-ish. I'll be more comfortable playing big pots because, in a cash game, you're not worried as much about going broke. You can just rebuy. In a tournament, you only have one life, so you have to take those marginal situations and be careful. In a cash game, if you feel like you got a 55% advantage, you can stick it in and it's not a bad move. So I'm going to play a very different style of poker against these guys than I would in any tournament. And it's the same that I did in World Series Poker Europe the last couple of years, where I bring my A game. I do some things that I probably wouldn't do normally.
That's it for this edition. Stay tuned for the first episode this Sunday at 8 p.m. 7 Central on GSN, and check out cardplayer.com's Poker on TV section for a complete schedule of poker programming. I'm Sean Green with the Poker Buzz on Card Player TV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.